Hey everybody, it's me. It is Thursday, February 25th, 2021. I had to think about that. And I'm playing chauffeur during lunch today to take Dad to do the registration for the car. But I wanted to update you guys on last night. So last night I had a really bad episode where I regretted the last day I saw Mom in the house as the paramedics were taking her away in an ambulance. Sorry, I'm looking out for Dad at the same time. And I really, this has happened a couple times now, I've regretted not hugging her when she left the house. And I'm telling you, I was just going to fall asleep like I normally do, got in my position with my pillow, closed my eyes, and then that memory popped up. And at first I was mad because I didn't want to think about that stuff before bed. It hurts too much sometimes to remember those last moments with her in the house, especially that day the paramedics took her. But the one thing that really did it for me was I was constantly regretting not hugging her. And it really hurt my feelings that I didn't hug her. Well, I posted on Facebook, then I wrote a blog about it to try and release all this tension that I was feeling and this sadness. And I guess the blog didn't work because I just started bawling my eyes out. And I was explaining to Frank that the tears aren't from missing Mom this time. It was from regretting not hugging her. Well, he said, you know what, we're gonna get through this while you're crying. I'm gonna tell you what I remember about that day. Maybe it'll help you. And it did 110%. You see, I completely forgot the reason why I didn't hug Mom. Now, I was stroking her hair. I was stroking her head while we were waiting for the ambulance. I was sitting with her. I fed her Ensure. I gave her coconut water through a syringe. And I remember saying, Mom, you were thirsty, huh? And she did this thing with her eyebrows while she was looking at me like, yeah, I was really thirsty, So I took care of her before the paramedics came, before we called for the paramedics. Dad was running around the house trying to get all this stuff together for the hospital because he had asked me, according to Frank, and I didn't remember this, but I guess Dad had asked me, do you want to go in with her? And I told Dad no, because if I go in because of COVID, you're never going to see her. You're not going to be able to stay with her. And I'm glad he did, because he was able to stay with her 24/7 because he went up with her and everything. So that was a good thing. But that day when I'm sitting with her and I finally called the ambulance once Dad was ready, I didn't hug her. And Frank reminded me, she was squirming out of her clothes at this point. She was doing this, getting out of her shirt. And when I tried to put her arms back into her shirt, she screamed in pain. Like her skin was burning. And she actually had said to us Christmas Day evening, when I was saying goodnight to her, I was like, are you okay, Mom? She goes, it burns, it hurts, and she's rubbing her stomach, and you couldn't touch her because her skin was on fire for her. So that's why I didn't hug her that day. So then I came to the realization that I wanted to remember those last moments with her in the house as a perfect goodbye. That's why I was crying. That's why I was regretting not hugging her, because when you think back at things, especially moments like that you realize are the last moments with somebody, and in this case, it wasn't the last moments with her because I was with her before she passed, but it was the last moments with Mom in the house when she was still awake and able to see me. And I wanted this perfect goodbye in my head, and I really, truly believe that's why I was regretting not hugging her. Now that Frank made me realize I didn't hug her because it would hurt her, that whole regret just melted away from me. I'm okay now. That moment in time is no longer an issue. And the one thing that really helped too is that he said, I want you to remember that this Frank telling me, I want you to remember that she was already on her way out the door 7 months before she passed away. So if you combine the 7 months worth of time spent with her before she passed, you had a beautiful goodbye with her. And I'm tearing up because it's such a beautiful thought. Well, once he said that, it was like a weight lifted off my shoulders and everything. Okay, so Dad came to the car, so excuse the weird pause in this video, but we're now doing a return at Kohl's, and he went in there to do it. So I just wanted to conclude with, this was a relief off of me. It really helped me come to terms with what I was regretting for that moment. And yes, if you do combine all the 9 months, because from March to December I was with her 24/7. If I combine all those moments together, it was a beautiful goodbye. So no more regrets on that, but I'm really glad, and I'm very, very thankful that I have someone who will help me process this grief and will remind me of how much I loved her and that I shouldn't regret anything, because regrets are a natural part of grief and of loss. You're always going to be able to look back at something under a magnifying glass and find those little cracks and flaws and the coulda, shoulda, wouldas. But I also have to remind myself when those happen, not only do I have the support, but when I don't, when I'm crying alone and by myself in the mornings, I found this process of asking myself, is that true? When I think about, I wasn't good enough, I didn't love her enough, I should have done more for her, I'll stop, and even though I'm crying, I'll ask myself in my head, is that true? And 99% of the time, actually 100, let's be honest, every single statement, every irrational statement I've had, I've answered, no, it's not true. So I'm learning how to grieve. I'm learning how to process this and adjusting to life without mom. Even though I don't want to, there's no choice here. And so I'm taking the steps slowly but surely. And even though I'll never get over it, I'll be able to move on and grow from this and learn how to live with the grief, because there will always be things that will remind me of her and will make me tear up and cry. There will be days where I'm going to cry my eyes out, and I totally understand that. It's all going to be part of my life moving forward, but at least I can learn how to accept it and find love through it, despite the pain I feel of her being gone. So that's it. That's what happened last night. And yeah, those moments were pretty major for me, and it was a really great breakthrough. And I'm so thankful for Frank and all of you too for supporting me through it all, and being here. And every time I post or blog, you guys chat, text, or comment, and it helps a lot. And I'm just really thankful that we have each other. And so if you don't know me and you randomly found this video, you're not alone. I mean, I'm proof of that. So thank you guys for listening. And if you have your mom around, please give her a hug for me. I wish I could hug mine. Or if she's not, shoot her a message. Pick up the phone and just say, I love you. Trust me, those little moments will be worth a lot in the future. Well, have a great day. Stay lovely. I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye now.